Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Adrielle, and I am currently narrating a story time of my former friend being in the occult. I ended the previous episode by telling you that Ruby called me to inform me that she was moving to Texas. Now, I forgot to mention where in Texas. So, Ruby at the time was moving to Dallas, Texas. She was going to be there for 3 months, June all the way up until September 2021. And yeah, so that was what happened the previous episode. Now I'm going to talk about what happened in the month of May all the way towards the end of 2021. So here it goes. Before I talk about May 2021, I forgot to mention in the previous episodes that when Ruby came over to my apartment back in October of 2020 to visit my apartment, that was also the same month that I started having sleep paralysis again, y'all. Yes. So I forgot to mention that in the previous episodes. But yeah, I remember October of 2020. I want to say it was after her visit. That was when I started experiencing sleep paralysis again. And that was something I experienced in my previous apartment before that. I had a friend, Dina, who helped me move in. Ruby also came into my apartment. After that, y'all, I was experiencing sleep paralysis like back to back to back. So I want to say, y'all, you really have to be careful of who you bring into your home, because there are people who carry spirits on them. And if they come into your home, those spirits, they linger. Yeah, they do. So that was something I forgot to mention in the previous episodes. So now I'm going to talk about May 2021. So May 2021, I had a friend at the time, Esther. Her roommate was graduating from nursing school, so they had this celebration at the apartment. I invited Ruby to come over. She came over and we chatted a little bit, talked about the whole move to Texas. Fast forward to May 28th. May 28th, I get a text from Ruby, and she was asking if we could meet up on that particular day, because we were trying to figure out a time for us to meet up before she moved in June. So she told me that she wanted to meet up with me that day and that she already sent her car over to Dallas. So she would have to wait for her mom to come back in order for us to meet up at a restaurant. We chose some random restaurant in Atlanta. So I'm like, okay, cool. That particular day, I was getting my nails done. So I was like, hey, just let me know whenever your mom gets back so we can meet up. I text her at 4 o'clock that I was done with my nails. And then immediately after, she texts me, hey, my mom still isn't back yet. So let's just plan to hang out on Monday. I'll call you. Then I responded by saying, okay. Now, here is the thing about that. I did not want to meet up with her on Monday, which was that was Memorial Day. Yeah. So that Monday was Memorial Day. I didn't want to meet up with her that day because I knew my period was on the way. And here's the thing about me, y'all. When I'm on my period, I am in my room. Okay. Like, I was someone that I would have like severe cramps, especially back then in 2021, y'all. I remember just sleeping on the floor and rolling on the floor whenever I was on my period. So I was kind of nervous of actually meeting up with her on Monday, just in case, my period was to actually come on that particular day. But I said, you know what? Who knows? It could come during the weekend. Y'all, it is Monday morning and I get a greeting from my cycle. So I was like, man, I was really hoping it wasn't going to come today, but it came that day. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take my, my painkillers and all that, and I'll be fine. So that was what ended up happening. I get there. I'm okay. I'm still having cramps, but, it's manageable. So I remember getting there, and then I received a text message from her basically telling me that she was going to run late. Now, here's something I noticed looking back. A lot of times when I met up with Ruby, she was always late. There was only one time that she was actually on time. And it's so crazy because the time she was actually on time was the day that I was really taking my time, because I noticed that she was always late. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take my time because she's always late. Then that's when she was texting me like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm still at home. Then she was like, oh, I'm here. So Besides that, y'all, typically Ruby was always late anytime we would meet up. Always. Now, I will say this, and hopefully in the future I can do a video about this, about friendships and just being around people who y'all are like-minded. If there's a particular characteristic trait or character trait that you don't like, but someone else possesses that, I think that's a telltale sign that you and that person may not be good as, friends. And I know for me, I'm someone that hates chronic tardiness. I hate it. I understand there's certain things that happens, here and there. Same thing with me too. There can be something that can come up. Things happen. But when it's chronic, like you have a pattern of always showing up late, it's because you don't respect me. You don't respect my time. You don't respect me. And that is why you're always late. So anyways, I'm there waiting for her. So eventually she shows up, right? We go into the restaurant. Y'all, once we get into the restaurant, that's when my cramps start acting up. Like we're seated at the table and my cramps is acting up. I'm like, oh, no, not now. Wait till I get back home. Okay. So we're there, we're talking, and she says to me, so I tell her that I'm on my period, right? Tell her I'm on my period and how I wish that we met up on Friday when I wasn't. So she was telling, this is what she says to me. I remember she says to me, that Monday, which was Memorial Day, that was the perfect time for us to meet up because right after she meets up with me, she's also going to meet up with her guy, the guy she was talking to. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1. So instead of her meeting me on Friday, then meeting him on Monday, she can just meet both of us today, right? So in my head, I'm like, okay, I understand where she's coming from, but it was like, it just wasn't really convenient, y'all. It just really wasn't. Now looking back, I don't even know if the whole Monday meetup was strategic because y'all, with Ruby, you just never knew with her, right? Especially at this time, this is 2021, a bunch of red flags are flying when it came to her. So I don't know if, to be honest, I just don't know. I just don't know. Like with Ruby, you just don't know. So while we're at the restaurant, I started asking her questions about her bae. And I was asking her if she was going to maintain a long distance relationship with him because, she was moving to Texas. Now, mind you, at this time, she had been talking to him for almost a year. It had been it had been almost a year since she told me about him. But also, too, she was not referring to this guy as her boyfriend. So I didn't know where they stood. So I remember her telling me that, I don't know because there's certain things about him that I don't necessarily like or agree with. So I guess they were disagreeing on certain things of, when it came to like relationships and like how they saw like family life and marriage life or whatever like that. So she was like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. It just seems like he's not in a stage in his life where he wants to settle down. Like, I just don't it just seems like we're just on two different paths. That was what she said to me, basically. Now, in this same conversation, she was asking me about my older brother's love life. Oh, is he dating? Is he, does he have a girlfriend? Like, girl, I don't know why she felt the need to know what he had going on, but yeah, she started asking me about his love life. But anyways, we had our meal and we were leaving, y'all. On my way out to my car, that was when my cramps intensified. And I'm like, ooh, I need to go home quick. So we exchanged goodbyes. I am driving home and I am putting my hand on my stomach and just like, oh, Jesus, please drive this car. Jesus, please drive this car, because I was in so much pain. Like I've never drove especially at that time, I had never drove my car while having like cramps. like I said, anytime I'm on my period, I always try to stay home because I'm just in so much pain. So yeah, I remember just hoping that every light would turn green. Just, it was a lot. So anyways, I get home and I'm just on the floor. I'm on the floor. And that was that. June 3rd, Ruby moves to Texas. Now we're going to fast forward to August 5th and 6th. Okay? So August 5th, that's my birthday. My mother was in town, so we went out that day for my birthday. On that particular day of my birthday, August 5th, around, I want to say evening time, I posted on Snapchat for my birthday. It was a birthday post. I checked the viewers. It was Ruby and some other people, okay? The next day, which was August 6th, it was me and my mom. We were in the apartment, and then I got a visit from my friend at the time, Esther. So as Esther and my mom and me are in the apartment, I get a call from Ruby. This is in the afternoon. I don't pick up the call because, I had Esther in the apartment. So I told myself I will call Ruby later on. So she calls the first time, I don't pick up. She calls the second time, I don't pick up. Then she sends me a text message, and I'm going to read that message to you. August 6, 2021 at 3:27 p.m. Happy birthday, Adriel. May this be your best year yet, filled with favor, good health, and blessings. Love you so much. I'm so grateful for our friendship. You're a wonderful person, and I'm excited to see what God will do in your life this year. God bless your new age. I'm so sorry I'm a day late. I had it in my calendar as August 6th. For some reason, I'll change it now. But I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope you and your mom are having fun, enjoying each other's company. So at 6 o'clock, I responded because me and my mom, we went out with a couple of her friends. Thanks, Ruby. I've been having fun with my mom in town, and it's cool. I guess the 6 has kind of stuck to you. Okay? So she responds by saying, glad you're having fun with your mom. And again, I'm so sorry about the late birthday message. I even saw your snap yesterday, but I thought it was like a pre-birthday picture, LOL. And I think I responded by saying LOL too or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because here's the thing. I knew that Ruby kind of mixed up my birthday with the 5th and the 6th because her birthday is the 6th of July, which was fine. But I remember that day of August 6th, going into my closet. I think I had like devotion in my closet. And something was telling me like, no, something is off. The text that Ruby sent to me, she's lying. Ruby said she had in her calendar that my birthday was August 6th, right? And she said she believed that my post on Snapchat was a pre-birthday post, which is fine. So if she had my birthday in her calendar as the 6th, and she believed my post on Snapchat was a pre-birthday post, who told her that my birthday was August 5th? Now, remind you, at this time, me and Ruby, we didn't have any mutual friends anymore. The only mutual friend we had was Dina, and I ended things with her back in May of 2019. So who told Ruby that she mixed up my birthday? I said, this is not adding up. I said, no, this thing is not adding up. There's something that, I said, it's not adding up. It's not. Who told her that she made a mistake? My mom flies back home on the 7th of August. Okay? That day, I would say nighttime. Yes, it was nighttime. I was getting ready for the night. This was after midnight. I was getting ready for the night. Took a shower, did my whole skincare, regimen, all of that. Go back into my bedroom. I see that I got a text message. I received a text message from Ruby at 1:15 a.m. It says, hi, what's your shipping address? I want to mail you a gift. So my response was, oh, smiling emoji. So I send her my address. And I say to her, I respond, I was going to call you later on today. I've been jam-packed the whole of last week. Then her response was, do you have a unit number? Okay, no problem. We can talk when you're free. So I let her know that the number on my address is my unit number. So I was like, man, that was so sweet of her. She wants to send me a gift. Immediately, I was like, oh no. Wait, hold up. This is a setup. I was like, yo, this is a setup. Her apologizing to me about missing my birthday, thinking that my birthday was a 6 and thinking that the Snap post was a pre-birthday post. All of that was a setup to send a gift. So in my mind, I'm like, whatever gift she's sending me, it's cursed. So now I'm like, okay, I don't want to be too much in my head. What if she's actually just sending a gift because she wants to send a gift? But then again, why is she messaging me at 1:15 a.m.? Like that. Now, 1:15 a.m., that's the witchy hours. Why is she messaging me at that time? August 10, I receive a text message from Ruby. And in the text, she says, your gift should be arriving on Thursday. It's 2 items from Amazon. So I responded by saying, thank you, Ruby. And then she put, you're welcome. So I don't remember the actual day that the package arrived, but let's just say it arrived on Thursday. Couple hours before it arrived, I remember thinking to myself, like, man, this gift is arriving today. I think it's cursed. I think she put something in the gift. I know she's jealous of me. I just don't feel comfortable with this gift. Tell me why I was on YouTube, y'all. I was on YouTube just randomly watching a bunch of videos. I come across a video of a woman trying to do something to a bride at a wedding. Like she was touching her stomach, doing all kinds of stuff, basically trying to like stop her womb from giving birth. Like she was really doing some witchcraft activities in that wedding, and it was caught on camera, and I think she was exposed. I was watching that video. All I could think about was Ruby, y'all. So not too long after that was when I get a notification that I had a package. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Ruby's package is here. Oh my goodness. Am I going to keep it? Am I not going to keep it? Am I going to keep it? Am I not going to keep it? I don't know what to do. So I said, you know what? Let me pick up the package to see at least what's inside, right? So I go to the locker to pick up the package, bring it in my car, drive all the way back into my parking lot, get into the house, right? Get into the apartment. Get into the apartment, y'all. I'm nervous to open up this package because I really was thinking that gift that she gave me, that package was cursed. I open it up, y'all. And the first thing I see is a book. When I saw that book, y'all, I immediately got flashbacks to when Dina sent me a book in the mail as a graduation gift. And that book was cursed. So when I saw that Ruby sent me a book, I immediately thought about Dina's situation. And I'm like, oh no, this gift has to go. So it was a book, and she also sent me a candle set. I'm like, nah, I'm throwing this out. No way. Now, mind you, I think at that time I had called her to thank her for the gift. She didn't pick up. So I was going to go out later on that day, like around 6 or 7. Y'all, when I went out, I took that package and I went straight to our central trash, the central trash that's like in front of the apartment complex. I went there and I threw it there. I said, no, I am not taking that gift. I'm not keeping it. It's cursed. So funny enough, y'all, as I was driving to the front of the apartment complex, Ruby was calling me. I said, nope. I'm not picking up this phone call until I throw away this package. So I ended up calling her back, I think around 9 o'clock or so, like, hey, thank you so much. And then I asked her, I said, hey, why did you want to, what made you want to, give me the book? Because here's the thing, y'all. When I was friends with Ruby and even Dina, they knew I was somebody that didn't really read books. So I didn't understand why they felt the need to give me a book. Like, I don't read books. Like, why would you give me a book? So I remember saying to Ruby, like, what made you want to get me that book? And the book was actually Yvonne Orji's book. I think it's called Bamboozled by Jesus. That was the book that she sent to me. And she said, you've just been through a lot. And I felt like that book would just be, good for you. It's kind of like talks about your situation. You've been through a lot during your journey. So I just thought that book would be good for you. I was like, oh, okay. Now I will say this, y'all. There's nothing wrong with the actual book. I'm not saying that Yvonne Orji's book has problems or is cursed. But the thing about people who are in the occult, they will take things and curse it. So even though Yvonne Orji's book was okay, there's nothing evil about it, whatever Ruby did, she made that book evil. So who knows what was going to happen to me if I read that book, So this is why you really have to be careful about accepting gifts from people. Like, I would say this, when it comes to me, y'all, when it comes to myself, I really don't like accepting gifts from people, especially with all the stuff I've gone through. Like, please do not gift me anything. Leave me alone. Like, I really kind of have a hard time accepting gifts because you just never know. People would take something that's good, something that you even like. It could be a gift that you like and something that you may even want to get for yourself. They will go to the store and buy it and then do some type of rituals to it and then give it to you, hoping that whatever ritual they did would work. So yeah. So anyways, that was that. September 1st, 2021, I remember reaching out to Ruby because I was supposed to fly out to Dallas, but there was some things going on with that trip too. So I ended up actually canceling my flight. So I'm actually going to end the episode right here. Okay. In the next episode, I am just going to talk about 2022 and I'm going to talk about what led to the end of the friendship. The straw that broke the camel's back. The thing that made me say, you know what, I got to let this girl go. Like, she got to go. So I'm going to talk about that in the next video. If you are liking this story time, you will also like An Unlikely Story too as well. So I would advise you to tune into my series, An Unlikely Story. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please also share my videos as well. Click the notification bell, and I'll see you next time, y'all. Bye.